On page 4, our topic is fractions, as you can see. So something to remember is that the top number in a fraction is called the numerator, and the bottom number is called the denominator. So any number that can be written as fractions are called rational numbers. The previous pages we looked at integers, positive and negative counting numbers. If you can write something as a fraction, we call it a rational number. So simplest form means there are no numbers that can go into both the numerator and denominator. So remember, go into means divide. So you can't divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number anymore. So your job is to check, when we simplify, is to check to see if there are any numbers that can go into both the numerator and the denominator. All right, so I'm going to do this two ways. The first one is, let's say we aren't sure what numbers go into both 8 and 20. So then our job is to just check. And what I mean by that is to divide both 8 and 20 by the same number. So dividing by 1 doesn't do any good. So the first number we usually try is 2. So 8 divided by 2 works. 20 divided by 2 also works. So if we divide by 2 and divide by 2, we get 4 and 10. So hopefully we can see that 4 and 10 have another 2 that go into them. So divide by 2, we would end up with 2 over 5 as our final simplified answer. There's no numbers that go into both 2 and 5. Now, what would have been faster is if we find the biggest number that goes into both. We call that the greatest common factor. So if you would have right away divided both by 4, we would have ended right away with 2 over 5. All right, so it doesn't matter how many steps it takes you as long as you get down to the simplest form. One thing you do always want to do is check to see if the smaller number goes into the bigger number. So I could have started by doing 20 divided by 8, and that's a decimal, so that doesn't work. When we do number 2, though, if I do 18 divided by 6, I get 3. 3 is not the answer, though. What that says is 6 goes into 18, so we divide by 6 and divide by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, 18 divided by 6 is 3. Watch out for the negative, make sure you bring that along as well. So negative 1/3 is our final answer for that one. If you weren't sure and you divided by 2 first, you would have had 3 over 9, so then you would have had to divide by 3 again, or divide by 3 to get 1/3. Number 3, again, you're trying to find numbers, a number that goes into both. Hopefully we know 2 doesn't go in because neither one of those is even. So let's try 3. 21 divided by 3, 27 divided by 3. Those both work. So divide by 3, 7 over 9, and you're finished. Nothing goes into 7 and 9. Go ahead and pause it and see if you can get the rest of them correct. Number 4. Again, if you find the biggest number that goes into both of them, you can try to do that. It would be 8. So divide by 8 and divide by 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. 40 divided by 8 is 5. And again, there's a negative, so negative 3/5. Again, it's okay if you divide by 2 first or divide by 4 first. Just need to get all the way down to negative 3/5. 12 and 42. Again, maybe you're not sure. I know that 3 goes into 12. Let's see if 3 goes into 42. It does. So if I divide by 3 and divide by 3, 12 divided by 3 is 4. 42 divided by 3 is 14. So negative 4 over 14. That's not quite finished though. There's a 2 that goes into both of those. So 2 over 7, and then don't forget the negative sign in front. Should be your final answer. So 6 was actually the greatest common factor of 12 and 42. If you divided by 6, you would have gotten 2 over 7 right away. 6, again, you can just start dividing if you want. 36 divided by 3 is 12. And 45 divided by 3, excuse me, is 15. So 12 over 15. 3 goes into each of those again. So divide by 3, divide by 3, you end up with 4 over 5. If you would have divided both by 9 right away, you would have gotten your answer. So some people like to find the greatest common factor so they don't have to do it more than once, but it works to do more than one step. 16 and 56. I'm going to try, I know 2 goes in, I'm going to see if 4 goes in. 4 goes into there, 4 goes into there. Now, right here, I'm going to notice 4 and 14. Oh, that means 2 goes in also. If 4 goes in and 2 goes in, that actually means 8 goes in, 4 times 2. So I can do 16 divided by 8 and 56 divided by 8. So you can do that without having to write out more than one step. Divide by 8, divide by 8, 2 over 7. 8 is a little bit tricky. If you do 18 divided by 3 in your calculator, you just get 6. You don't need to put 6 over 1. All right, so if your numerator is bigger than your denominator, you can just go ahead and just divide it and get 18 divided by 3, which is 6. Finally, number 9, I know that 2 goes into both. So if I do 8 divided by 2, I get 4. 28 divided by 2, I get 14. So this is the same issue. 2 goes into both of those. So that means 8 goes into both of those, or 4 goes into both of those. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 2 over 7, but then again, it's a negative in the front.